So you've been looking into the Halo series for a little while. You read that in Halo Infinite there's going to be a small, very small reward for the people that hit max rank in Halo 5. Well, if you're like me, you decide it's worth grinding out a 3.5-year-old game, you're going to hit max rank despite having no friends that want to play with you. So then let me tell you, what's the fastest way you can rank up when you're a solo player? Now, I started my grind about 2 weeks ago. So far I've gone from Spartan rank 67 to Spartan rank 100. Now, I'm not very close whatsoever to hitting the real max rank, which is Spartan rank 152, and it's an absurd amount of work. If you're really dedicated and you're a really lonely person, I do believe you can do it. But you have to be really dedicated and, again, really, really lonely. That being said, who knows? Maybe it's worth it in the end, right? We don't know. In Halo Reach, you got the Inheritor helmet when you hit max rank, and that's just cool. There's like a skull inside a helmet. That's cool. In Halo 5, you get an emblem. That's not cool. It's honestly pretty lame. But in Halo Infinite, maybe they're gonna fix this and they're gonna give you something cool. That's definitely worth gambling hours and hours of your time in one game that's really old just to get max rank. Who knows? They said it probably won't be, but if you're like me, it's definitely not gonna be worth it. But you're gonna do it anyways. Now, before I started this video, I already knew the fastest way. But just to give you guys some solid evidence, I did spend hours and hours playing different playlists. I got some hard numbers for you guys, so that way you know statistically what's going to be your best bet. That being said, these are just averages, not across thousands of games, just a couple. So your averages might be different than mine. And then the way XP is tracked is a little weird. You go into your profile after the match, and you can see all the different variables that go into how you get the XP. So for the sake of these numbers, there are no boosts included. And the Spartan rank is a factor, so apparently, depending on your rank, you get different amounts of XP. So it should scale properly to your level compared to my level. But I also only took XP from when I won the match. So if you're looking at XP from a loss, that's going to be different. So starting out, we're going to jump into social games. We played Big Team Super Fiesta, and Mythic Shoddy Snipers. These playlists, they've spent a couple hours in each. I got an average about 2018 XP per match. Now, these matches normally take about 8 minutes. They could go a little longer if people quit. Could go really, really short if a team's really good. So 2000 isn't bad, right? That's alright. That's a good amount of XP. And if you have some boosts, that's definitely going to help you out, at least a little bit. But keep in mind that I only took numbers from winning games. So you're not going to get as much if you lose. And in games like Super Fiesta, when you get random guns, man, you might be SOL. You might get like a SMG and a pistol. The other teams got snipers and rocket launchers and all these other like answers and all these amazing weapons, and you might not get that lucky. It's just random. So after I spent a couple hours in there, I thought let's jump into some ranked matches. So I played Slayer and SWAT because these are generally the game types that I enjoy in the ranked playlists, and I averaged about 1,836 XP per match. Now in social games, it's social, right? You're having fun, and they take about 8 minutes, and ranked takes about 7. But the issue is just everybody in ranked, at least every time I keep playing, they're all Achilles wearing, sweaty tryhards. They're going hard. They're going to win this match, meaning that in this playlist, it's not going to be very easy to win every game, especially if you're playing solo. You know, if you're like me, again, you don't have your friends playing with you, or if you do, they're not very good. So you might matchmake with a bunch of noobs, or if you're like me, you get back-to-back games where for whatever reason, 2 people on your team are away from the controller. They're just, they're just standing there. And so, oh, I finished the game. How'd you do? Oh, you went 21-7? Cool. Oh, your teammates went 0-3? Or 0-3, 0 and like 9? That sucks. So the grind's going to be slower in ranked, and you're not even making as much XP. You're making about, my average was about 200 less XP per win than social. So my suggestion, stay away from ranked. It's not great. Unless you're a god, stay away from ranked. Alright, arena matches are over. Now let's hop some Warzone, and after a few games, I averaged about 4,563 XP. Now that's not bad. Warzone matches, though, they go from about 15 to 20 minutes, so about double the amount that a social or ranked playlist would go. So twice the amount of time, but just over twice the amount of XP. So I guess you're technically getting a better ratio. Again, that's assuming neither team destroys the core. Now remember, if you're a solo player and you're not playing with a squad of 12, you can't quick core the other team. Quick coring is when a squad of 12 comes in, captures all the outposts real quick because they're all coordinated, and then they destroy the core and they get a ton of extra XP. This is for solo players, so you can't really do that unless your team just happens to be a team of 10 that was coordinated in doing it anyways. So, at a reasonable rate, you should burn through some Rex like slowly, and you should burn through some time slowly, but you're not going to get a ton of XP, you're not going to finish the match that quick. So if you're brand new to Halo 5 though, do not start in Warzone, because when you start in Warzone, everybody else is walking around with these overpowered vehicles and these overpowered weapons, and you're going to have your assault rifle, and you're going to have your pistol, and you're going to get outplayed just because you don't have Rex. Start somewhere else, get some good Rex, then come back to Warzone. And now the final categories I want to talk about are Firefight. I tested out Heroic and Legendary Firefight. These both are, long term, they're always in the playlists. And so first, let's talk about Heroic. I was averaging about 5,038 XP per match, and they're about 12 to 14 minutes long. And Legendary Firefight, I averaged about 5,846 XP, and it's about the same amount of time. So these playlists are easily the highest XP to time ratio. This is going to be your fastest way to grind out that XP. But if you're new to Halo 5, I'd also suggest starting in Heroic Firefight, not only because it's easier, but you get an absurd amount of gold packs when you start out in Halo 5 and you're getting firefight wins and all that stuff. Now the Firefight playlists do have one issue, which is the difficulty and the Rex used for Legendary Firefight. Especially when you don't have a competent team behind you, they might not be using their Rex, or they might be new and they just hopped into the thing. It can be somewhat frustrating as a solo player, and you'll probably burn through a lot of Rex in Legendary because you're going to die more often. Oh, you got an overpowered weapon, you used up most of the ammo, oh, you died. Well, the boss still has a ton of health, so go get another one. So that being said, if you make it to the final round and don't win, though, you're only going to miss out about 500 to 1,000 XP, which still gives you a lot of XP. So ultimately, go with Heroic Firefight. It's just easier, it's probably a better ratio, and there's not really a loss penalty. It's the second best XP time ratio, but you're not using as many Rex. If your teammates aren't that good, it doesn't matter as much. And it's honestly probably the best playlist for you to get, 1, gold packs, 2, just get a ton of XP. Now obviously in this video I didn't cover anything that kind of goes along with the XP, so for example commendations, they're not worth it, do not go for them. They take a lot of time, and you only get like 500 XP per commendation, and a little pack that gives you like an emblem or something. Not worth it, don't do those, that's just a waste of your time. I also didn't talk about the boosts too much. Now the boosts do have a major effect. That's for one reason. If we go to the rec store right now, you can see there is a pack right here. It's for 150,000 rec points, so a good amount. Or you could spend about $5, and you get 20 legendary XP bonuses for Warzone. Now this is really, really good because you essentially get about 11,000 XP per match of Warzone or Warzone Firefight. So combine this with quick matches and Heroic Firefight, and you're just getting, I get about 15 to 16,000 XP per match. Now that's a lot, that's going to boost you fast, that's what I've been doing. So I highly suggest stock up on these. If you want to spend some money, do it. Otherwise, stock up. Now, of course, these have just been my suggestions. Please understand that high levels in this game take months to grind. Going from, 151 to max rank of 152 is 15 million XP. So if you seriously want to do this, you're going to have to put some time into it. You're most likely going to have to grind all the way until fall 2020 when Halo Infinite will most likely be coming out. So you still got time, just start now, get to work, and be prepared for a lot of absurd work in what's essentially an old game now. But if you like Halo, or if you're really, really bored, it's definitely worth it. Also, thank you for watching, especially if you made it this far into the video. I hope it helps, at least, if you're trying to get that max rank, or maybe you didn't understand how much work it's actually going to take. I hope this video helps, and I hope to see you all in the game.